Alrighty, guys, what is going on? Let's see, hold on one second. Alright, this is Matt, and that's Dan, and that's Opie on the other side of him, and we are live talking about the pretty dull Season 7 finale of Game of Thrones.
I'm not even going to say that. No, it wasn't. That was the greatest season finale of all time ever of this or any other generation.
It was pretty, it was pretty good. I was wondering if we were going to get, if anything big was going to happen or if it was going to be. But it was, it's an hour and 20 minutes long, so going in that something big is going to.
It's too close to the end. Every episode's big.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like there's only 6 episodes left of everything.
VMAs. VMAs are amazing. That's what. If you're here for Game of Thrones, we're discussing the VMAs tonight. TV VMAs.
Actually, I thought we were going to talk Mayweather and McGregor one more time.
It wasn't. I didn't think it was a good fight. I was looking for more Rocky IV.
Rocky IV style.
We got a bunch of slap fighting instead. Anyway, Game of Thrones season 7, episode 7. It was the season finale. And it was pretty epic. I didn't write any notes down. Normally I try to write down all the different storylines. Everything came together in this one. Like, it was all one big thing.
Talking about wrapping it up, yeah. And bringing everything to light. There's like, here, we're going to do it all in this one episode real quick. You guys have fun.
Yeah, the only storyline that wasn't part of what we saw was up in Winterfell with Sansa and Arya and Littlefinger and all that. I don't know. Do we want to talk about that first?
Sure.
Let's start with just the beginning. Let's roll through.
Yeah. So basically, most of this episode, this whole episode centered around the big meeting at King's Landing in the Dragon's Pit between everybody and everybody else.
Which is awesome because you got a lot of characters coming back to see each other. You get all the main actors.
That's right. I mean, so many characters that I have forgotten had a relationship. It's not a relationship, but like had interaction with each other at some point earlier in the season, like Brienne and Jaime.
Well, Podrick and
Tyrion. Podrick and Tyrion. I mean, Podrick. I mean,
Bran and
Bronn and Tyrion and everybody. I mean,
the
Hound, and the Mountain, and
you got Euron looking over at Theon. You got the Hound dealing with his brother. You got
Which are you guys disappointed we didn't get the Clegane Bowl? We didn't get like a battle between them.
No, that's just whatever. It may still happen. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The Mountain's dead anyway. So
yeah, that's true. I don't see how. Well, just speaking about that real quick, I don't see. Where we're at now, I don't see how a rematch between the Mountain and the Hound would even make sense in the larger context of the story. I don't see how that would even ever come up.
It will come up probably if Cersei's being dethroned or something like that. She's the last one standing there, and the Hound comes in and kills his brother. I don't know, or when they're taking King's Landing. Who knows? If that ever comes to me, it doesn't really matter. But what happens is he does meet up with his brother again in season 1 more time.
Yeah. So basically, we've got everybody meeting everybody else in order to talk about a truce. Because of the looming threat from the north of the wall, the dead is coming basically, and you've got Dany, Jon, and all of those guys, their whole crew, trying to talk Cersei into a truce to say, hey, the big, and Jon says it perfectly, and it's the thing that I've always wanted to hear for the last several years is he says there's something about there's only one war and it's the only one that matters or something like that. It's the war of the dead, and he's trying to explain to them there is something much bigger, much more important than squabbling over the throne.
He's been saying that for a while now to everybody.
No, I know, but I mean, we finally get that everybody's finally on the same page, I guess is what I mean now. It's been explained to everybody. And so they show, they bring one of the it's the whites, right? The dead, just basically the skeletons.
It's the whites, yep.
Yeah, the whites. They bring one of the whites to the Dragon's Pit, and they finally show Cersei. It charges at Cersei. I really thought the Mountain was gonna jump in and do something. He just kind of sat there.
He's dead too, so he's a little slow to react.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, you're dead too? No way, I'm dead. We're dead bros."
I did like Kyburn coming up looking at more dead stuff. It's like, hey, I'm into this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Lou says, "Did you think that Cersei was going to betray them as they strolled into the arena?" I didn't think so. I didn't think she was going to at that point.
There was going to be a betrayal somewhere. I thought. I'm just sitting there waiting. It's like, when does she turn? And of course there was, and of course
Well, but I thought, and there was, and we'll get to that. But it wasn't. I thought she was going to set a trap, like a bunch of archers were going to pop up from all around and shoot down and fire arrows down on them or something. I thought it was going to be something like that. But
with the Dothraki in the Unsullied standing right outside of King's Landing after wiping out your Lannister army, no, you're not going to do that. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
But there was a plan set in motion that she would do. So she talks to him. She sees the white gets killed. They show him how to do it. Everybody freaks out. And Cersei's like, sure, I'll help out. But the King of the North can't take any sides to anybody. And he can't, show allegiance to anyone until after this or something like that. And he's John being honest John all the time. Eddard Starks Jr. Like, no, I've already been the knee to the dragon woman.
Is he?
His voice isn't that.
Is he Irish now?
Yeah, he is. He's Irish now, and he only knows her by dragon woman. He's a dwarf. He's lived in the mountains.
Well, so what did you think about that? I mean, so yeah, Cersei tells him, if you don't take up arms against me later, yeah, we'll call a truce and we'll all fight together. And he doesn't do it because he already pledged allegiance to Cersei or to Daenerys.
Again, it's like, John, why you gotta be golden boy? And then John's like, if we're not golden boys, then we live on lies, and I'm not gonna do that.
Well, exactly. So that's what my question is. Do you guys think that he was right to do that? Starks on her. I mean, because everybody was, even Dany was like, I appreciate your loyalty, but dude, my dragon died for nothing if we don't get this. Yeah, I mean, if we don't make this truce happen.
John says the best. He's like, listen, I can sit here and lie all you want. That's all you guys want to do. You want to lie all the time. I don't lie. I got the king of the north, being the head of the Night's Watch, everything. I don't lie. I'm an honorable man. I don't care. Make fun of me. Make fun of my dad. I don't care. This is who I am. You don't like it. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Pretty much. And they were all like, okay, we like you. You're
cool.
I
mean, everybody wanted him to lie, and he didn't want to. I mean, but what do you guys think about that? I mean, do you think he did the honorable thing? I mean...
Well, yeah, he did the honorable thing. Was it the right thing? Probably not. And probably to Cersei, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows she's got something up her sleeve. So he's gonna, no matter what he would have said, she still would have backstabbed him. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he could have said, "Yeah, I'll pledge everything to you. I'll kill Dany right now if you fight with me," and she still would have stabbed him in the back at some point.
Correct.
I mean, and I think
because she was the Iron Throne. That's hers. That's what she was.
So
Euron runs off like a coward, supposedly,
or does he? So Euron was so great in this.
I know.
He's talking smack to Tyrion. Tyrion kind of looks at Jaime. Jaime tells Euron to stand down. He doesn't, and then Cersei gets on him, and the mountain kind of steps out. I mean,
it's almost like Euron is like, we get it. You got a fleet. We use you, dude. You're not an important talker in this conversation right now. Nobody really cares. Yeah, it's like we don't care if you're here or not. You
hey, Leandro66, you follow me, bro? Thank you so much for following us. I sincerely appreciate it. Oops. That's your punch. You can keep that. It will enable you to ride dragons.
That is a lie. Don't listen to it.
It's very versatile. These punches that we give out do anything.
It's a lie.
Yeah, let's get some punches in the chat too for our new friend, a new part of the community.
Anyways, so Euron does his Euron stuff. Then he sees a dead, and he's like, "I'm gonna go back home. I'm going to the house." Supposedly,
I like what he said about, I've been all around the world. I've seen things that you can't imagine. This is the only thing I've seen that scares me. I wonder if that was true though, based on what we found out later.
It was almost too easy there. Now you think back on it, he's just like, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm gonna leave. Oh,
get it? I'm leaving
now."
Yeah,
well, guys.
I was convinced. I mean, I thought he was. And he said, can they swim? No. Okay, good. I'm going to my island, which is surrounded by water that they can't get to. Although I was thinking they got a dragon now, so you're not really safe either.
You also thought Dany and Jon were going to get together.
That at the end was a fever dream.
It was a fever dream of Tyrion.
And we'll get there. There's a lot of stuff to talk about that. But so
Cersei
Jon
leaves, goes back to the castle.
Well, yeah. So Jon says no. Jon tells Cersei, "No, I can't do it." Cersei says, "Okay, well then I can't do it," and they leave. Yep. And then Tyrion goes to talk to Cersei. Finds out that she's pregnant which I'm still saying she either is not pregnant or it's Euron's.
Yeah. And then they actually have a little sibling spat there where he's like, I'm sorry for killing all of our family. And then she's like, I hate you. And then he's like, well, I'm sorry. And then, he has a little poo in his pants there.
No. She doesn't say I'm sorry at all. He apologizes.
Whoa, Tay-Pack, you following me, bro? Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate it. That is your punch. You can use that to tear down ice walls. Okay. That may be blocking.
Anyway, back to the compensation here. He kind of like throws himself under her, like, if you're gonna kill me then. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you dog me all this stuff, whatever. Just kill it, get it over with. She doesn't bite on the threat. He shakingly takes a glass of wine, happy that she didn't take a bet, and then they start having a conversation. That's when he finds out she's pregnant, and he kind of talks her out of it, and then Cersei shows back up at the pit and gives her blessing on the trip and to send her Lannister soldiers to the north with the rest of the soldiers, and they're going to march all up west and win the war in the day, and everybody's happy and good.
I mean, that was easy, right? Tyrion just goes talks to her. She pledges her army, and that's it. I mean, easy as pie. I mean, they're all gonna. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. So then we've flown away from this moment, right? Don't we? And we go up north to Winterfell. I think is where we're going next. And it is Littlefinger, and it is right. Is my chronological order going okay?
We spend a lot of time in. Well, yeah, I think so. I think after she says, after Cersei says that they'll march north, we find. Right. But that was like the first 45 minutes. I mean, we were in that. We were in the Dragon's Pit for a long time now, and it's a bit at the end of the show. Did they say that was supposed to have taken place over a few days? That whole meeting. That's what the producers said after the episode.
Are you talking about the meeting in
King's Landing when they were all together in the Dragon's Pit?
They shot it.
Oh, I thought he meant that we were supposed to have believed that they were there for several days, and I was thinking they're really bad with their time.
No.
Yeah, you're right. So J-Dub says Littlefinger talks to Sansa. Yeah, so after that, we make it up.
Well, they get a raven. They get a raven flying north, if I'm not mistaken, right? And they get a letter from either Jon or them because it flies through that heavy snowstorm.
Well, no, the raven.
Her talking about it.
No, the note that Sansa was reading was the raven. I guess a raven that was sent from Jon that says he has bent the knee to Dany.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. They got a note. That's what I'm saying. The Raven came, told them something. They're sitting there discussing it. Littlefinger still being stupid Littlefinger, trying to play.
Doing Littlefinger things.
Yeah, and I was getting mad. It's just like, this is stupid. Sansa should just go talk to her sister. This is dumb. This is totally stupid. Why should she not talk to her sister? They've been doing that all season, which has irritated the crap out of me. But there's a payoff, so we'll get to that one.
So, real quick, Noble Troop, how's it going? Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. Gothic says, quote, ravens have trouble flying in this weather, like in last episode where we had the fastest ravens in the world.
The wall carries Harrier jet ravens.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. They've been upgraded. They're cold flying ravens. They've done their quest line, and you
Yeah, yep. You get double flying. So we talk to them for a little bit. They do their thing, and then where do we go from there? Man, everything in order is like not working for me. They have their conversation. Sansa's thinking Arya's against her. Littlefinger's totally pushing that into her head. Like, yeah. Littlefinger, be a Littlefinger. Ticks me off, makes me mad.
That was a pretty cool scene though, because Littlefinger was very much guiding her. He says, why would Arya want you dead so she could be the Lady of the North, and why would she want to be the Lady of the North, and
But the thing is, first of all, Sansa knows Arya doesn't want to be a lady. Secondly, the way Littlefinger is saying that, he pretty much gave away his whole strategy right when he says all that, because then she starts thinking the same thing about him. What would he do? All the way, if the worst thing he would be doing, why would he be doing that? And so it totally plays back to Sansa, just as he gave himself up pretty much right there. He just told on himself. So,
right, but I mean, like in that moment, we didn't know that. I mean, in that moment, we were like exclaiming as we were watching it, saying, oh God, why Sansa, why Littlefinger, shut up, you're gonna ruin this thing, Sansa, why are you listening to him? All that stuff we didn't realize at the time. I mean, you could have guessed, but we didn't have any concrete evidence that.
I kind of called all of it going towards the end. I was like, man, this is totally gonna happen. And
but no.
but no, you didn't. But no, you didn't.
So I think so we leave Winterfell after the exchange between Arya and Sansa and Littlefinger. We go back.
This goes to Dragonstone, right? This goes to them talking around the table, and Jon and Dany planning to sail up together to show the North that they're together, and Tyrion as well. And then we have the discussion with Theon right there, if I'm not mistaken. And Theon comes out and kind of apologizes to Jon, says, I know you can't, I've done a lot of crappy stuff. You've always taken the honorable road. I have not. I've done a lot of terrible things. And Jon pretty much is like, I didn't know who to be, a Stark, or should I be a Greyjoy? And pretty much Jon says, you're both. You're both of them. But your dad, he's like, Eddard was a dad to you the whole time. He never treated you ill in any way, even though you were a ward there. You were a son, so you're a Stark and a Greyjoy. And he's like, for what I can forgive you for, I forgive you for it. And so
once again, honorable Jon, honest Jon.
Greyjoy gets some, I guess. We can't say he gets some balls about him, but he he gets
some metaphorical balls.
Yeah, he gets metaphorical balls and goes down to his guys and says, we're going to go save my sister. And they're like, no, you're not. And then he gets in a big fight with the dude who puts the guy down, and they're all on his side.
So a couple of things about that. During the fight, I don't even know the other guy's name, but he tries to, knee him in the nuts several times, and it didn't work. Finally, not having junk. Which, you know what? What we didn't talk about at the very beginning of the episode, the awesome conversation between Bronn and Jaime about cocks.
The Bronn conversation.
It's if you have cocks, you fight wars. Why are you fighting wars?
If I didn't have a cock, I wouldn't fight. Why would anybody fight? Well, for gold. Well, what do you think soldiers spend gold on? You can't do that if you don't have a cock.
Their families not without cocks. You tell them.
So really, this episode, people think it was about the gathering and all that stuff, but really, it was about penises.
Really, it's called A Game of Cocks.
Right. The episode title was The Dragon and the Wolf and the Cock. So, but anyway, going back to so we had this giant conversation about cocks at the beginning of the episode, and then that comes up to play later when Theon gets kicked there several times, and it doesn't hurt him because he doesn't have one.
That's right.
And he headbutts the guy. Man, Theon is just awful though. He's just like weak.
He's had the crap kicked out of him. He is nobody. He has no self-esteem, no freaking confidence. He's been beat down by everyone. He's backstabbed everybody, and they all beat him down even more, even after he was taken prisoner and he had his junk removed. I'm sorry. At that point, you're going to be a little weak. I don't know. You're going to be a little reek.
Reek, get it?
I get what you're saying.
And he finally got some, like we said, metaphorical cojones and went in and started busting up some people and said, no, I'm going for my sister. Jon has forgiven me. I feel better about myself now. I'm going to go do something about this. And it's going to come to next season where Theon's going to go up against Euron. And they're going to bust heads because he will try to kick him in the nuts again. And Theon's like, what? No nuts.
No nuts, remember? So that was cool. I mean, I'm kind of over. I don't really enjoy the bits with Theon.
I do.
I don't really. I could have taken or left that whole scene. I mean, I know it's important because that's a dangling plot thread is what's going to happen with Yara, and we had that confrontation between Theon and Euron earlier in the episode, but still, I don't really care.
Well, then you're wrong
about that too much. But we go from there. Is this where we switch back to King's Landing? And
I think so.
Where
Jaime's in the Cersei conversation.
Yeah, Jaime's just.
That, you can say there's a divide in the family. Okay,
right?
Now you can say it, and I'll believe you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Oh, so maybe I was right the whole time.
No, I told you they were still going to do it. They were doing a terrible job of showing it. They finally showed something.
I don't think they were doing a terrible job of showing the divide between Jaime and Cersei. They were doing it in the Game of Thrones way, where they plant the tiniest of seeds early, and that does not bloom for a long time. And in fact, I kind of feel like it's probably about right. So we got another, that seed sprouted a little bit in the Dragon's Pit when Cersei, after she told Jon to bend the knee, he said no. She said then the deal's off, and Jaime gave her another look like what the hell? I mean, this isn't right. You don't understand the bigger picture, and that seed sprouted a little bit, and then we get even more when Cersei basically tells Jaime, as he's making plans to march north with the army, just like Cersei said they were going to do, she tells him that was all a lie. And that's when he was really just like,
he was just like, okay, I'm tired of being a lying knight.
Right.
I have honor now, and you're ruining that for me because I've started to actually try to build my honor back, and you keep screwing that up, being an idiot. And then I'm supposed to run your armies, and you don't tell me about you buying all this army from Essos. And I'm your boyfriend / brother / father, brother,
baby daddy.
And you still don't tell me jack crap. Yeah, I'd get a little pissed off too.
But it's not only that. You're leaving out one part where he's also saying, the dead are gonna come this way. The dead are the problem.
Don't get me wrong. He understands the dead thing, but I think it's more because when she says he has the armies, he's like, okay, we'd be fine. He's like, let them go fight. He's like, somebody's gonna come down from the north, whether it's the whites or it's gonna be Jon or it's gonna be Dany. They're still gonna wipe us out. We can't beat them. I've fought them before. We don't have the people. Then she says that he has the army. But the thing I think that pisses him off the most is that you didn't tell me about this meeting with the people. I'm supposed to lead your armies. You don't tell me anything. That you're totally being vindictive against me. You're calling me idiot and stupid, and then I've cheated on you because I talked to Tyrion and all this stuff. He's like, the whole thing about marching north and stuff and him being honorable is the one thing he's worried about. I don't think he cared about the whites. He does, but that kind of goes down the list of priority for him. He's like, there's a crap ton of stuff you're doing wrong here with me.
Right.
I'm out. And then she's like, nobody walks away from me. And he pulls the sword. The Mountain pulls the sword. We all, bit our lower lip and clinched up real tight. But Jaime was able to walk out just fine. He didn't get killed. And but
so the thing. Okay, so the problem I have with Cersei in this regard is that she doesn't see the bigger picture. And Lou, you just said if it's the white, if it is the white, is that they will have more because what? They'll have more because of the allies you betrayed. So, but the problem with Cersei is in regards to the dead, the army and the whites and the White Walkers and all that, is she's not seeing the bigger picture. She's saying that her big thing is, I lied. We're not going to march north. We're going to let them fight the undead army, and then we will take care of whatever's left. What she doesn't get is that it's not like the whites and the White Walkers and the humans are going to wipe each other out. All the humans are going to die, and then they're all going to be raised, and then that army never shrinks unless you kill them all.
I think she knows. I don't. It's not the fact that she doesn't see the bigger picture, because Cersei's already playing games ahead of everybody. Cersei's brilliant. She's a super statistician, strategist at a 10. I don't know what word I was going, statistician or strategist, but I just made them together. She is she's playing chess with these people, and she's playing a really good game. She's got 20-something thousand people coming over. She thinks we'll be safe. We're totally fine. It's perfectly okay. Whoever dies up there, whatever. She doesn't know that things will come back to life and be on the undead side or anything like that. Or if the humans get wiped out, maybe Jon and Dany with dragons will burn away everything. That's what she's counting on, because then she can take out a little army of humans with her newfound army she's already got. Either way, she's not giving them any help, and that's just her choice for doing that. But I don't think you can say she doesn't see the big picture. Because
and so Midnight just said Cersei's a brilliant and cruel strategist in both politics and war, which is what you're saying. But but where I'm going is I'm not saying she doesn't see the bigger picture. I'm just what I mean by that is just what you said about it's not going to be they're going to wipe each other out. It's going to be that the humans are going to die and then raise up, and they already.
So see, you don't know that. Dany and her dragons could probably take out most of that stuff. They could potentially win that battle.
Well, what I don't understand
even plays more into Cersei's hands because now half of his army is gone, even though they took out the Whites, and the North is super weak, right along with Dany.
But what I don't understand is what does she think that 20,000 people. So this army that they bought, these mercenaries, that they bought through the Iron Bank, these 20,000 people over in Essos, which we find out that Euron actually went to go get instead of turning tail and running. Euron actually took his fleet, went to Essos to get them. But what I don't understand, she's like, okay, we've got 20,000 people coming, but they just told her that there are 100,000 at least. Undead. So what does she think that 20,000 are going to do against 100,000?
Well, she's not thinking that. She's thinking Dany's dragons will melt half those by themselves. Jon's army will stand up against the rest of it. They'll take out the walkers and the Icemen, and they may be triumphant, and they may lose. And then she's got a worse part. She also knows that Dany doesn't have all three of her dragons anymore. It's because she knows that one of them has fallen somewhere. She is smart. She's not an idiot. Now, she's cruel and evil, and I hate her, and I think she's just totally terrible, and she should be marching north. But playing her like she doesn't know what's all going on around her, she has proved time and time again she knows everything that's going on around her.
Yeah, Midnight says she has spies that have recorded every word of every speech made by Daenerys, and she must recognize that Daenerys didn't mention her 3 dragons, her go-to power play and crowd chopper.
Yep.
Let Daenerys suffer the most casualties.
Let them take a ton of damage, then come to her begging, and Cersei can say, well, you've been the knee to me, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. She will rule until she is dead, and she will not falter to anybody else. And that's just how she'll do it. And I don't think she's an idiot. She's brilliant. And I don't think she's not seeing the whole picture. I mean, she may not know that Whites come right back in the Night Walker. I mean, the intricacies of what actually happened.
But they told her.
But there's not very many people that can do that. No, they said 100,000's marching down.
No, but they told her that they explained to her that the army will multiply.
Yeah, that's another 1 million for his army or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she may think that Dany's dragons will do more damage than,
or maybe she thinks he's bluffing.
Jon knows how to kill him with dragon glass. She knows that the North knows how to do that. They know that they have dragons and fire that can take those down. She still thinks the wall is standing, so how are they going to get through that? So why should she be scared of anything up north right now, especially when she has 20,000 troops about to come back in and the biggest fleet in the country?
That's true about the wall, because she knows that the wall's up there. Maybe because their plan, and we'll get to the end of the episode, but their plan is to go north of the wall to fight these guys, right? Because for all they know, that's where the undead army is. So I guess maybe Cersei's thinking, well, they'll go north of the wall, they'll all get wiped out. The rest of the undead that are up there, they're still stuck behind the wall anyway.
But you keep thinking that everybody's going to get wiped out if Cersei doesn't go. It could go the opposite way. And Dany and Jon can win that battle. And if they do, that makes Cersei's plan even smarter because they have less people to work with. Yep. And Cersei plays the smart card there. So a 50-50 chance for her. Why not take it? She doesn't care.
Midnight, once a corpse has been burnt up, there's nothing left to turn.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Plus, she loves to kill everything with wildfire. She'll put that all out around her place.
Ooh, shoot it with that green stuff.
Yep. So I think she sees bigger pictures. I think she is a very smart cookie. She's not an idiot. I hate her, and I hope she gets stabbed really badly, or something happens to her. And she dies.
I thought we were going to see a Mountain Jaime fight. Right,
I was going to say, that was my question. Yeah. Did you guys think that Jaime was going to die?
For a second there, man. For a second there.
It was tense for a minute. Yeah.
There you go. Arya is coming. Yeah.
I thought that maybe the Mountain, he drew his sword. I thought maybe that the Mountain was going to, maybe there was going to be a fight.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Jaime can beat the Mountain. I don't think he's as.
You don't know that. He's been training.
But is he as good?
I don't know. They haven't put him in a battle yet.
Yeah.
Where he had to use that. So we'll see. The Mountain is a lumbering target with a massive sword that swings very heavily. You know, if Jaime's like what's his name from Dorne? I keep the Martell. What's his name?
Which who?
The guy gets his head crushed in.
The red Viper?
Thank
Oberon.
you. Yes.
Oberon.
Oberon won that battle, won that fight, killed the mountain. So, I mean, as long as Jamie's agile, which I think he is quicker than the mountain. He can take the mountain down. I don't think and he wouldn't be stupid like Oberon and just stand there and get dragged down and killed.
True.
So, we'll see. But anyways, it doesn't matter now. He left. He rode off as it was snowing in the snowing there in King's Landing. He was riding off into the sunset and heading north because he was not going to falter on his honor. Then we go back to...
Hey, Gothic asked a good question. I can't remember. Have we seen the Mountain fight a real battle after he became Zombie Mountain? I don't think so.
We have not. We only seen him stand around.
Maybe he sucks.
No, he doesn't. Remember he grabbed that guy that was peeing in the alley and crushed him against the wall or picked up that... He did a couple of killings in King's Landing that were talking bad about Cersei.
True.
But it wasn't like a fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big battle. He just
Don't know, Angel, and that's a good question. I gotta think of he may be still alive. So anyways, we go from there. We jump back up to Arya and Sansa. We're back at Winterfell. Arya's brought before the court. There's a ton of knights in there. Sansa and Bran's over there smoking weed. Sansa's sitting there. I was like, I'm three-eyed raven, yo.
Yo, you know me.
I want Bran. Like, I want a scene. I want a scene just like that one with a bunch of people and Bran's there too. Somebody's making this big grand speech, Sansa's and just in the middle, Bran's like, I am the three-eyed raven. And just in the mid, just interrupts everything, and she's like, okay. Anyway, Littlefinger, what do you think? I am the three-eyed raven. Okay, that's great.
We got that.
We got that.
Thank you.
Yes, it was Angela. Awesome.
So, we get there. You got Bran and Arya or Sansa sitting there, and they're talking to Arya like she's been brought before the council. She's about treason, all this stuff, and Arya's standing there like she's the one that's been brought in, and all of a sudden, turned old Littlefinger to answer for his crimes and flips the switch on him. Boom!
Wait, what? Wait.
I love I love Littlefinger in that moment because that's the first time in 7 seasons that we've ever seen him caught off guard. Not really know what's going on, not expecting something, and they said that after the episode too, was he's always planned for every outcome except this time. He didn't see this coming.
No, you're right. We were talking about that too. Who leaves Bran out at the tree all the time? Just, you'll be fine. Just stay here.
We said that very thing while we were watching. Yep. It's like, who wheels him out here every day?
And they give him a bag of weed, and he just sits out there and smokes up the whole time, and he stays out there by the tree. Littlefinger, awesome death. Awesome having to finally stand up or sit there and be accused of everything that he has done up to that point. Sansa just nailing him down with everything. He's like, did you not do this? Did you not do this? He's like, dang, girl, I loved your mom. I loved you. And you betrayed both of us. And she didn't even back down when she could have, when he's crying and he's upset. She's like, I don't even feel for that. She just says, I thank you for your lessons and I'll use them in the future. And gives the signal to Arya, and Arya just goes, swing! And just dead Littlefinger on the floor.
Slits his throat. Filthy Nachos in the chat. I loved watching him beg. He got what he deserved. Yes. I love that too, because that's, again, we've never seen Littlefinger like that before. He's never been in that position where he's not been in control, and he didn't know it.
I was so happy just to see that happen. But go ahead, Matt. Finish.
No, that was it. I mean, he's never been out of control. He's always been in control of everything. He's always been pulling the strings. And this time he had nowhere else to go. He had no more clever words. He said, "Oh, can I talk to you in private?" Because he knew he could get in. He could get in her head. If she would get away from everybody else. And he had nothing. He had nowhere to go.
I loved when he said it. Can we just go somewhere real quick? Can we in the back room? I just take
like, listen. Can I talk to you over here for a second? I mean, I really don't like the way you called me out. That's really kind of.
There's a lot of people there, and you just called me out.
You just called me out in front of everybody. I mean, what's up with that, man? I thought we were cool.
No, it was awesome. Littlefinger is no more. It was a great payoff for the whole season of making me mad about the Arya Sansa thing. I'm like, why cannot two sisters sit and talk to each other about everything that has just happened? All they have to do is.
And apparently they did. We've been screaming that all season. Why will they just not sit down and talk to each other? Now, we didn't see that, but apparently they did exactly that.
Yes. And our theory was true. Arya did understand that Littlefinger knew that Arya was following him, that Arya knew that he knew that they.
So she knew knew that he knew that she knew. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, Lou, that's a good point, Lou. He pleads to the veil. Okay, so here's something real quick. We speculated a few episodes ago that Arya would kill Littlefinger kind of in secret and take his face so that she could still command the veil. So that his armies wouldn't pull out. And now she doesn't need to do that. Like, she doesn't need his face. Although I guarantee she keeps it. I bet she keeps it just in case.
Maybe.
You know, if she ever has to go to...
but a lot of people saw Littlefinger die right there.
Yeah, but, I mean, maybe they'll all say...
And a lot of big people saw that, so...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she doesn't need to keep it in order to keep control of the veil. Because the veil knows now.
At the end of that whole episode, at the end of that, just like, Arya, quit cutting his face off. Arya,
stop. You don't need to... No, the veil...
We know you're a faceless one. We got it. We're okay. The veil's fine. We don't need you to play. Arya's just with a bloody mask. He's down there like, I'm Littlefinger now. Look.
She holds his face up and sticks her tongue through the mouth.
She's psychotic. Kill her now. Kill her.
I love you, Fanta.
I'm just saving his ears with my ear necklace.
She puts his face on and goes up to Sansa. Give me a kiss, Sansa. I loved your mother.
It's like the worst idea ever. Like, Arya just went psychopath all of a sudden. I'm just carving his face off. It's cool, everybody. Don't worry about it.
And all the veil's like, no, you don't have to do that. We're cool. No, it's fun. Watch this. Why do you think your sister would want to kill you?
Yes, she can't own all the brothels there. You can call him and
that's
little
true.
Face face. There you
Well,
go.
see, that's what I was saying. Is like,
Little
I mean,
face.
Filthy Nachos, you follow me, bro? Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate it.
Hey.
There's your punch. You can keep that. It would allow you to peel off people's faces.
It will not do that at all.
I mean, she might keep his face. I don't really know what the purpose would be of doing that now.
So many people saw him die. That's not a point to keep it. The people who give their faces
party tricks,
are
man.
assassins. They can take the part just for party tricks. It's Halloween. I'm Littlefinger. I'm telling everybody what to do. She doesn't even do it as a faceless one. She just has it like on like some sticks and stuff peeled over, and she just holds it up all the time like, "Hi, I'm Littlefinger." Just awful.
I control the veil, and I've got brothels and stuff. Yeah, Midnight. Sorry about Automod, man. It's a fickle bitch.
It's a fickle thing. You said brothel, and that is just dirty talk.
So do you think it was Littlefinger, one of the most manipulative characters, been a big behind the scenes guy, for 7 years, and he's dead now? Was it a satisfying death?
Yeah, I think so. The people who needed to kill him, we said Sansa would probably be the one to kill him, but it was actually Sansa and Arya that did
Opie, I like what you said when we were watching it, that Ned said that the one who gives the order should be the one to swing the blade.
Yeah, that's what he always said.
And that didn't happen here, but I kind of feel like...
The family swung the sword.
Yeah, the family did. And it's like, it shows that how Sansa and Arya are a good team.
Yes.
You know, and they're working together. It's kind of, so I kind of felt that it showed their unity.
The captain of the family. They talk about he's no longer part of the family.
J-Dub, that's true. He basically started the whole entire war.
Yes, so that's the whole thing too. Him and the whole Robert Baratheon thing, because that comes out here in a little bit too. Total wars, total misunderstandings, because people don't know how to cell phone text each other in Westeros anymore. Just to give an explanation of what's going on, they can't just sit down and talk. They got to go straight to swords. Everything else. Maybe it's because of the Cox, like Jamie and Brun were talking about at the beginning. Who knows? They just want to start a war. That's all they do. But they can't just sit down and talk about something because no, somebody's trying to get somebody else killed all the time in Westeros.
Oh, that's a good point, Lou. So Ned only taught that to the boys. The girls were not part of the lessons.
Yeah, but
so the girls do things their own way.
Listen, Lou, don't tell us how to live our lives. Somebody ban that mod.
Midnight, I think Arya is the true head of the family now that Jon will officially not be a Stark or a Snow.
Well, he is. Well, he's still a Stark.
His sister, he's a Targaryen.
Well, I guess she takes his name, but I mean, she's. It was Ned's sister. She was a Stark. So it's okay. He's still partial Stark and partial Targaryen. Yeah. But yes.
But I think Bran would be, not Arya.
No, Bran's Threadrevan, bro. Threadrevan, man.
And if he doesn't want it, yeah, I guess it would be Sansa. I mean, it wouldn't be Arya in front of Sansa.
Maybe. Who knows?
Sorry for spoilers, Lou. Jeez, you know what you're getting into.
Anyway, coming over there, we jump to well, this is where Sam comes in. Sam and Gilly. Wow. They show up, and Sam comes in talking to Brand. Hey, Brand, I'm Three-Eyed Raven.
He did exactly that. He's like, oh, I didn't know if you'd remember me. I remember everything. Oh, really? You do? Yeah, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven. I don't know what that means.
That's kind of awkward.
Sam just like, okay, all right, Three-Eyed Raven. So how are you? And then it comes up about the whole information about John, and we learn about John, who his mother really is, what his real name is. While this is happening, the moment Matt's been waiting for the entire time, Danny and John on a boat. Woo!
Well, wait a minute, before we go on that, didn't Sam take credit for Gilly's discovery?
So
he didn't say who gave him that information. He just said, "Oh, well, we found this out."
Well, what he said was he transcribed it. So does that mean he came across it as he was copying from these old tattered books onto new?
Maybe.
You know what? I think he transcribed it, but she maybe just read over it, and that's how we found out in that episode.
Right. I think it's okay. I don't think Sam's being malicious.
See, I think I was a little disappointed with that because
is Gilly going to kill him now?
I was a little disappointed with that because I wanted Gilly. I mean, she was the one who found it in, what was it, last week or the week before? And the entire world was screaming, "Shut up, Sam! Listen to her." Right. She found it. I wanted to see.
What that shows is that Sam was listening to his woman, and is a good listener, even though he was upset with her at the same time. So there you go. Good man, Sam.
2 weeks ago.
Boom. Anyways,
even if Sam lied to Brand, be like, "Puff some weed, you lying." So that was. So let's definitely not gloss over this because we got a huge information dump.
Brand says and tells him that yes, my father's sister is actually John's mother, and Rhaegar is the father, and he is a sand, not a snow, because a Dorn child is a sand bastard.
The bastard Dorns are sands.
Right. And then Sam brings up the fact that while we were reading this, we found out that he had a wedding annulled after his wedding annulled and married another woman in secret, which was, Lyanna. Is it Lyanna? I think is her name.
Lyanna, yeah.
And then they go, he flashes back and Brandon's watching the wedding and sees what happened.
Well, what was cool?
Funny. I wanted Sam to be like, "Got you, Three-Eyed Raven. Didn't see that, did you, fool?"
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. That was the first time since Bran has gone on his Three-Eyed Raven journey. That's the first time that he didn't know something. And Sam said, "Well, the Grand Maester wrote it in his private journal that Rhaegar and Lyanna were married in private."
Mm-hmm.
And Bran said, "Are you sure?"
He may not have known to look into that.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's not that, and he was capable of seeing it, but he didn't know.
Right.
And I liked that Sam said, "Well, is that something that you can see?" And then boom, there's Bran spying on the wedding.
Yeah, Bran is still learning too, Angel. Yeah, it's still him figuring out his powers as well. But yes, he would also be he didn't know to look deep into that.
Right.
He just knew that, oh, by the way, John's name is Aegon Targaryen. So there you go. Which was the original conqueror of Westeros.
I was going to say, that name sounds familiar.
Also, Aegon is from Duncan Egg. The stories which Aegon, I think, was the name of. So Duncan Egg is a story of a knight that rides with one of the Targaryens, which is Egg. Egg, if I'm not supposed, was talked about a little bit in the second season or the first season, right before the Maester died at the Wall, who was a Targaryen. It talks about Aegon being Egg or whatever. But yeah, there's been many Targaryens named Aegon. So yes, it's Aegon Targaryen. And now, not to gloss over it any further, Danny and John got it on. Oh,
fever dream.
The entire Baratheon rebellion premise was ignited by Rhaegar having raped her, and then somebody approved that. That's what we're saying. Every battle, the whole thing with the Starks coming north and Aaron, John Aaron dying as the hand of the king, and then him coming to get Eddard, and then Bran getting cut was all planned by Littlefinger. We find all that out. So he instigated that whole mess, which got Eddard killed, and Robert killed, and John Aaron killed. Then it wasn't even a Lannister thing, but they were playing the Lannisters against them. So it becomes the Lannisters versus the Starks. It wasn't even supposed to be that, but Littlefinger made that happen. Then you have Robert Baratheon's whole war against the Targaryens going to take him because he thought Lyanna was raped by Rhaegar, which never happened. Rhaegar was married to Lyanna when he had the child, and they had been together. So the whole war was a hoax.
So this whole, and I mean, it's not news to us. I mean, you know, we've known, but I mean, we've never heard it spoken out loud until now. So the entire
it does discredit Cersei's reign totally. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, keep going. And it's cool. It's cool hearing it. I mean, we all know it, but it's cool hearing it because now it just makes everything that we've been watching for 7 years is built on
all built on lies.
All built on lies. Yeah, and Littlefinger was at the center of a lot of that. But Robert's Rebellion was all about lies, and I mean, was it lies or just misinformation? Like, did they just not know?
I mean, you could say the same thing. It was just he's told one. Who knows who instigated against that to cause him to start the war against the Targaryens that said, you know, Lyanna was raped as opposed. Because remember, Lyanna's in a tower. She dies after having a child that Ned gets, and he can't say anything about the child, so he has to play it off like it's his kid. But Lyanna's still found dead in the Tower of Joy, who had run off with Rhaegar. So everybody just assumes that, oh, he raped her and killed her.
True.
So now we have to take it to the Targaryens. Robert was betrothed to Lyanna, and then she's dead and raped in a tower. He goes after her.
Right.
And that starts that whole rebellion and that whole war. So it's all built on a lie because nobody knew the truth. And then Rhaegar ends up getting killed anyways at the Twins, I think it was. Wherever they fought, Robert took him down. So he can't prove anything. And any kind of information that would have proved any of it was all done in secret. So nobody knew, except for a maester who wrote it in a book somewhere.
Right. It's stuck on a dusty shelf, never to be found until Sam. Yeah. I like what Angel says. So John said he would rather tell the truth than cover up lies. So you kind of see things go 360 from John's birth. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
How everything was, this whole thing is built on a lie, but then you have John as a result of all this.
Well, you have a family at the end of this, because Eddard was an honest man too. Mm-hmm. He was not a liar, but it got him killed. But yes, you're right, Matt. At the tail of this, these lies and everything built around this comes down to a kid who was supposedly a bastard, now is actually the actual heir to the throne. And should be there, but he was getting it all with Danny's aunt.
So Midnight says, seriously, the High Septim had way too many secrets, which would have led history in a different direction. I wonder if the High Septim just hated the Mad King that much that he let it happen.
I love how Matt keeps dancing around the subject. I keep bringing it back.
John's whole life is a lie.
John have intercourse on the boat?
I saw Tyrion have a terrible vision.
Like we had been telling you was going to happen the whole time?
Yeah, Angel, Danny and John are aunt and nephew. They don't know it.
Yes,
they don't know, and only a couple of people in this world know now.
They were selling through Alabama at the time of all this.
There goes our Alabama demographic.
There goes our Alabama demographic. It's okay. It's just Travis. We're good.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this complicates everything because John is the true heir, but now that he's sleeping with Dany, he has feelings for her, and she wants the crown. But what if she ends up pregnant with their child, and the country's like, "Whoa, we can't have you guys doing what Targaryens used to do. What's going on here?" This causes so many more issues than they don't even know yet.
So let me ask you a question. I need help with this. So as John and Dany were having discussions in the room,
it's called relations. It's when a man and woman love each other really a lot.
Tyrion was outside the door. He wasn't peeping, but he was outside the door, kind of, and with this like long look on his face. What was that about?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Does Tyrion know about
Joffrey?
No. He doesn't know about that.
He doesn't know about Jon being a Targaryen.
He's probably upset because he doesn't want her getting distracted from what her true duty is, or from what his duty is, and they're getting distracted by each other by falling in love like this. Or maybe he had feelings for Dany. I don't know.
I don't think
there's nothing there that tells us why he gave the look of disapproval.
You know who else would have had a really long look is Ser Jorah. Because he had a little bit of a look when they were talking about sailing on a boat together.
Right. That's why he noticed he kept pushing. I think you should fly in on your dragon.
Yeah.
John said it was like, no, we don't want to look like we're conquering. We want to come in together. No, the dragons would be a really good idea for you, and John could take the long boat ride alone.
Lou says Tyrion longs for Dany, I think. Midnight says the entire line of Targaryens are dragons and purebloods who have a familial duty to not intermingle their blood with other families.
Right.
And that's,
I've explained this to Matt 1,000 times.
That's, that you can explain it 1,000 more.
Right. The Targaryens sleep with each other, but they lost. The Targaryens stopped doing that after the Septons had come to him saying, hey, we're trying to preach.
People are really grossed out,
and you guys are all family banging each other. That's just weird. So stop that, okay? And the Targaryens kind of backed off that a little bit, but no, their whole heritage is built around them just sleeping with each other, and they keep their bloodlines pure. So yes, I've explained this. I think
you know what? Yeah, and I've listened. It doesn't mean I like it.
He doesn't like it. It's just fun to throw it in his face because the whole time he's like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
The Lord at Midnight, the Lord of Light, is apparently cool with incest.
The Lord of Light, totally cool with incest.
Totally cool with it. Yep, he's like, whoa, I wouldn't have brought you back if I knew you were going to bang your aunt.
Speaking of that, Melisandre, I wonder if she'll ever pop up next season.
Oh, no, because John said if he ever came around her again, he'd kill her.
Ooh. She's still on the roof at Dragonstone.
No, she was run off by Davos and John. And he said, if you ever come north again, I'll kill you. You're dead. After she talked Stannis into killing the small girl.
No, but remember, last we saw her, she was on the roof when John first got to Dragonstone.
Yeah, but she didn't go meet John.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right.
And then, Varys is talking to her, and he's like, "You need to go."
That's what I'm saying. She's still there. She's still on the roof.
No, she's gone, man. She's gone. She's not staying on the roof.
Isn't John already dead anyway? Isn't necrophilia? You know what, Midnight? You're not helping. You're not helping. So John and Dany finally hook up, which is what everybody else who watches the show wants. Besides me, I mean, it was kind of a hot scene. But knowing John, what we know,
oh man.
Anyway.
Okay, so anyways, we get through.
I'm okay with Jaime and Cersei doing it because they're the bad guys.
No, wow. Jaime's not a bad guy.
Well,
anymore.
but they're the Lannisters. The Lannisters are the bad guys.
Daenerys wakes up and Jon is a corpse who has fulfilled his duty. No, Midnight. No. See, you said necrophil or corpse.
Yeah.
You said something in there. Just cut it out.
See, Automod doesn't want Jon and Dany being together either.
Yeah,
it's me and Automod.
Living a life of lies. Anyways, so we get done with that. We're done with we've taken care of everything down in King's Landing. We saw the snow coming in. Winterfell is up for the time, except for Arya and Sansa talk a little bit on the tower there, just discussing, saying, if the lone wolf dies when the pack lives together, and talking about their dad and how they both miss him. They actually have a good sisterly moment there, finally, after trapping Littlefinger. And then finally...
No, hold on. One thing. Jaime.
What? We already talked about Jaime leaving.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We discussed that earlier.
Jaime left. I don't know if you knew that. He left King's Landing. And Winter, Winter. I thought that was cool. Winter has come to King's Landing. It's down south. And that was it. That was the episode's over, right? I mean, that was pretty much.
No.
That was it.
The one thing I've been saying in this
episode. I went ahead. I turned it off. I was like, "There's no more that can happen. This episode's been on for an hour. It must be over." Anyway, and I turned it off.
Guys, Matt missed it, but let me tell you what happened. So these whites that are created by these White Walkers all show up on a wall, and Tormund and Dondarrion are up there just laughing at them, giving a mood to them, just like, "I never get over our wall." Woo! That didn't happen, but they did see him show up. And all of a sudden, out of the sky comes a blue eyes white dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh. Now the Night King comes in and does exactly what I thought was going to happen this season, and he burns the wall down. Now, not the whole wall, but he took out a good chunk of it.
He took enough.
Yeah, he took out all of Eastwatch, just burned to the ground.
Somebody posted on Twitter a picture of the guy that Ned Stark cut off in episode 1. Is like, I think this guy's owed an apology. Sorry about that. It's like, yes.
bad guy. The one Night's Watch guy that ran because he was scared of the White Walkers. The dragon comes in, blue flames. We knew it was going to happen. We thought ice maybe, but blue flame.
Yeah, and I like that. Because we were wondering if the dragon was going to breathe in ice maybe, but I was thinking, well, how is that going to be? So yeah, it's blue.
Blue flame. And then that thing melts. That wall just burns a hole right through the center of it, man. It just starts blowing everything up. Now, I don't know. It doesn't show Tormund or Dondarrion if they die. What I'm thinking is they ran down far enough down the wall that the section that fell, they were not on. And they may be trapped in there. Or they could be lost in the ice. Who knows? They may have died.
I just don't feel like they would die without us seeing it.
Yeah. I think maybe Dondarrion, but not Tormund. You can't kill Tormund like that. That's not a way for him to go. He's got to have a better way to go. So yeah, it's a necromantic magic, corrupted flame of life. Yeah, yeah, totally. And the dragon just burns and melts that down, and then we see the White Walkers enter Westeros, coming through the wall. And that's it, man. That's where it ends.
So
flying over, and the White Walkers have entered Westeros. They're coming down. So that means 6 episodes next season.
It's gonna have to be a 6-hour movie of them fighting, right? Or maybe 5 of them fighting the battle, and then the last one wrapping up everything.
Jon and Dany getting to Winterfell. Seeing the White Walkers in the north, finally seeing the walkers coming down that far. That's where I think the first battle will happen, is right around Winterfell. Maybe they'll march north, but I think it'll be at Winterfell. And Dany will have her dragons come in. It'll be good. It'll be a good fight.
So something about
a lot to clean up.
Something about the wall falling real quick was we've said all along that, and it was cool that it happened. We said very last scene of the season has to be, I think Opie's having problems. There he is. We've said the whole season that surely to goodness the very last scene of the season is going to be the wall falling. It's got to be that, and it was. Didn't happen the way we thought. I really like I almost wish it would have been the thing that you had said there was a theory of, Dan, a while back of Bran was touched. Yeah, and Bran coming across the wall sheds the magic, whatever. And maybe it did. I mean, maybe that's how the dragon was able to breathe it, to blow it down.
But at the end, we do see Bran. I'm answering a couple questions for Angel real quick. Angel, is Bran better be puffing the weeds down the north than this guy as a dragon? Yes, he was warged into the crows that were up by Tormund. So he did see what happened. One thing I've always said is the show, if you don't see the death, it never happened. Yes, I agree with that too. It may not have happened. The only one that did happen would be Stannis. You didn't really see Brienne bring the sword down on him, but he's dead.
Right. Which I thought was weak.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot of crap go down. I think next season up north. It's the end of the whole series, so you've got to answer the Cersei. Does she die or live, or it has a child? Dany, does she become pregnant with Jon's baby? Jon becoming king of everything because he's the rightful heir. Tormund, does he live? Does he get with Brienne?
What happens? Yeah.
Clegane Bowl, does it happen or does it never happen?
What happens to Tyrion?
Yeah, does Tyrion stay here? I'm sure he'll stay here. Theon, does he make it to the islands and kill Euron and save his sister? There's still stuff going on.
There's a lot to cover in just 6 episodes.
What's happening in Dorne ever again?
We'll never see Dorne again.
Never see Dorne again. I don't think so either. She's chained in the basement. That's it.
Yeah, Filthy Nacho says, I think it's going to get really desperate. Feel like a lot of people have avoided death too easily this season. I think the next season will go full swing the other way. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of death.
Lot of death.
And it's not even maybe coming out. There's a possibility it won't be out till 2019.
They said that, but I think they started filming anyways, so they can bring it up.
Right. I mean, if it is 2018, it's going to be late 2018. God,
but I think they rushed. They went ahead and started the film because everybody was throwing such a fit that it was going to be 2 years out before they got it done.
I mean, but that ending. Is this the best season finale we've ever had?
That's a pretty amazing season finale.
Yeah.
Tell me, maybe when Dany's dragons are born from her walking on the fire in the first season, then there's the one where she comes across the water.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can't think of any others that are super. You had the Red Wedding, but the next episode after that wasn't the last one. So I don't even remember what happened at the end of that one. You had a lot of them ending with Danny overseas, with Beard or with the slaver guys and burning them.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of that stuff. So yes, this is my favorite season finale of all of them so far.
And what do we? So real quick, Angel says, or no, not, Filthy says, I wonder what he will find. Theon, what he'll find when he gets to the islands and realizes his uncle isn't there. That's a good point. He went to go get Yar from Euron, but Euron's over in Essos.
Starting in October. Okay, I thought they had went
maybe
ahead and
she's
fired up
in prison in the Iron Islands.
She could be. You may have her there. Maybe he just keeps her on his boat, chained up, doesn't let her out.
So what do we think about the season overall? Because there's a lot of people who've been kind of poo-pooing on the season, saying
the reason people get mad at the season is because they've done a lot of time traveling.
Yeah.
A lot of time travel. They've got magic portals around the country that these guys are popping through really quick. So yes, that's been the main.
Well, those guys must be DBZ fans, and they want you to run. They want
20 episodes of somebody running there.
Yes,
or they the other fuss was, John, you're making drama where drama doesn't need to be. Like John getting in the water and then making it out, making it all over the wall, and finally he doesn't get hypothermia by making it all that far. How does he live one more time? There's just been certain fusses. Just
well, because John is ice. He's you know what I mean.
Right, but yes, the main thing has been the time traveling abilities of everybody.
It's been a little bit more glaring this season.
It's super obvious.
Some people have been down on it too because they're like, oh, Game of Thrones this season has been all about action and they haven't developed the characters any. They developed these characters for 6 years.
Yeah,
and
I haven't heard any of that.
I've read some stuff that is talked about. Game of Thrones is going too far they're just trying to give crowd pleasing action and they're not developing and we're not getting as much time to spend with the actual characters and how much more time do we need with the characters? We have to start wrapping things up. I mean, you can't have people sitting around a room talking anymore. Everything's been talked to death. There's nothing else to do. I mean, everything's coming to a head. What more? How you can't drag it out anymore. It's time for stuff to happen. I think the Jon and Sion theme was good character development. Yeah, I mean that was. I think we've gotten plenty of it. I think this season's been fantastic.
With the plot armor, what is that? Gothic, John. What are you asking that plot armor? I'm confused by your statement there. I'm not trying to call you out. I just like to know what's the other part that you had to, because I know John is one of them that had a problem with time traveling. Some of the guys that worked in. It's like, how are they getting, oh man, the Unsullied made it around the whole country on boat just to attack Castle Rock so quickly, or Euron's already there attacking them right on Dragonstone.
Yeah, well, I think the worst though was last week when.
Oh, totally. Gendry running back to the wall.
Yeah.
And getting there and her getting back, and it's only been like a day. Well, not really afraid for John dying. Not really being afraid for John dying or anything. Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. Yeah, everybody seems like, no, they're. The John thing was kind of they have to add some drama there. It's like the whole Arya Sansa thing. I think that drama is just added to add drama to the show because they need to still build some tension to a certain point, I guess. But it had a payoff at the end of that. The John thing is another thing, just add a little more tension to the fight by John fell in the water now, So yes, there are some inconsistencies with the show. We get that, but
supposedly they were on that rock last episode for days.
Right, supposedly there for 2 days or something.
And that's ridiculous. I mean,
right. Until the hound started throwing rocks across. Yes, but yes, it's there were inconsistencies this season, but I still enjoyed the season.
I thought it was fantastic. It may have been my favorite one, maybe because we've had a little bit more happen. It's been a little bit more fast paced.
6 was still my favorite season. 6 by far is still my favorite season. You had the Battle of the Bastards. You had Arya starting with the phrase. You had 6.
Angel Cries, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I'm still sticking 6, but this was good too. This is a very good season. This is probably number 2. The reason people like these later episodes is because answers are being taken care of, things are getting finished, and the good guys are winning a little bit. So I think that's why people love these later episodes. So
yeah, and there's that whole. So Filthy Nacho says, I think it's clear the whole battle last episode with the Night King was set up by the Night King. He needed that dragon to get the wall down. There's that whole theory that the Night King has the green sight, that he can see what's going to happen, and that's why he purposely held his undead army back until the dragons got there so that he could get a dragon.
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
And there's a whole theory that Bran is the Night King.
Yeah, but that means Bran would have interference because they've already debunked that Bran was Bran the Builder for the Wall or all this other stuff. They're saying they messed themselves up when they let Bran affect Hodor. When they let that happen, that's when they messed up their timelines really bad. Because then they said, well, Bran's everybody now. Bran's actually talking to himself in the tree because that's Bran later in his life, and the Bran's the Night King, and Bran's the Bran that built the wall and put the magics on there. And Bran did this, and Bran does this, and then like Bran pretty much runs the whole episode, everything, and it set everything into motion. So the show becomes stupid because it's just like, well, Bran did it. So they kind of bit off more than they chew when they accidentally did that. Then they came back with some information later on after that, saying that well, he could mess with Hodor in his mind and then mess with Hodor up here, but those effects are the only things you do not really have. He can't be touched with them. But then you have the Night King grabbing him when he's at the tree, and there's just they did a bad job with that.
They need to be, if they're going to pull something like that, they need to be careful to stay in the limits of the rules that they set.
Correct. Correct.
And it's so confusing, it can get away from them really easy.
They get these crazy theories of Bran is now everybody. Right. And Bran thinks he is because he's smoking a lot of weed. But
I am the three-eyed raven.
Yes, but John and party were clearly corralled through a kid, to a lake completely strand-minded. Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, and Filthy Nacho says that the Night King last week had 3 spears for all 3 dragons, which is pretty interesting. And he was only able to get 1, which apparently is all he needed.
That's a decent theory. Don't get me wrong. I thought he was going to find a way through anyways. It could have been him marking Bran going through the wall, or it could have been, the waiting for the dragons to get 1, and then he has his way through. So, but anyways, guys, that is the season. We're going to call it there because it's 11:30 at night, and we're old and we need sleep.
Work's coming early in the morning. But guys, this season was fantastic. It was so much fun talking every episode with you guys. We're absolutely going to be doing it again next season whenever that comes out. I think we're going to try to keep doing this with another show.
Weeks. Yeah, give us a week or 2 to figure out what we're going to do. Well, give us like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got to figure it out. Quick note, you guys know for the people who are new here, our normal streaming schedule is 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to midnight, Friday around 10, Saturday morning, and then we have this on Sundays. That's our normal schedule. This week's going to be a little spotty because we've got Dragon Con. There's
no streaming Wednesday through Monday.
And there I don't know if I can do much either.
Monday or Tuesday is very spotty. Just look to Twitter and we'll let you know.
Yeah, hey Gothic, if you follow me, bro, thanks for the follow. We sincerely appreciate it.
Filthy, no, it is not a podcast. It is just our show we do here. But thank you for asking about that. Like I said, we usually only do this for Game of Thrones, but we may do this for something else. We may try to find another really cool series that we all want to follow. And, well, thank you. We appreciate that.
I did export them to YouTube because they do get deleted off of Twitch after a while. Mm-hmm. So these episodes that we've been done, they are on YouTube. I just haven't published them yet, so they'll all be out there. And we have our past seasons of this on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/nerdpunch.
We only started in season 5, I think.
Yeah, so we've done this for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7, I think.
Gothic, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, sincerely.
Your punch can beat everybody else's punch because it's from me.
Whoa. Your punch can see the future.
Time travel through Westeros.
Wow.
You can get to the wall.
You can watch season 8 before we can. But yeah, just real quick. So streaming this week is going to be real spotty because we're leaving for Dragon Con on Thursday. We'll be there through Monday, which means we probably won't stream next Monday night either because we'll be getting back, I don't know when. And then we've got to get ready for the trip, and I'm going to try to hang out with the boy and everything before I go. So streaming this week's going to be real spotty just because we've got a big event coming up next weekend that we got to get ready for. But after we get back from that and get back on schedule, we're gonna be in a good groove. You are the three-eyed raven.
You're the three-eyed raven, bro. We're all the three-eyed raven, bro. It's all of us, bro.
But yeah, so our schedule this week, like I said, we've been really consistent for the last almost 4 months. This week it's gonna be hit or miss. We will absolutely tweet it, put it in the Discord. you can go to nerdpunch.com/discord, and it'll get you in. So yeah, check Twitter, check Discord to see if and when we're going to stream this week. We probably will a little bit Monday and Tuesday, but it might not be till later. I just don't really know because we've got to get ready and we've got to get on one of these nights and not stream maybe and talk about, get our logistics down. So
okay, we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. So guys, thanks so much for watching. It's been a great season, and until next time we're on, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.